base mix. I'll mention this on the mezzanine, but you won't be able to see it from there. So you might want to get a good look. Snap a couple pictures. Before we go, it's roughly 25 stairs. We would now like to take the stairs. There's an elevator around the corner. Press 2 and you'll meet us up there. If you guys would like, after you.
We're going up. We're going upstairs, guys. And we enter this blue place. Oh, the movie. Okay, let's watch this movie. And this is it. What's the movie? That's what's the movie, guys. I just say play. It's a movie. What movie is this, guys? Play?
All right. Welcome to the movie theater. I'm sorry, I didn't make this out. This movie is roughly 6.5 minutes. While you're watching it, I'll be making a little treat. I hope you enjoy.
Greetings from the future. We're happy to report flying cars finally happened, and Ben & Jerry's is still making ice cream. Our loyal spokes cow is still along for the ride. She was designed by a local Vermont artist, Woody Jackson, and she's been part of the Ben & Jerry's family for decades. Who better to take you on a time-traveling trip through our history? So before we come back to the future, we're heading to the past to show you how Ben & Jerry, two kids who met in Merrick, Long Island's 7th grade gym class, grew up to create the world's chunkiest ice cream. First stop, the 70s, where those grown-up kids were trying to figure out how to make a living from their love for food. They discussed going into the bagel biz, but they couldn't afford the equipment. So they split a $5 ice cream course from Penn State instead, and got an A- on the open book exam. Not bad. They bought this old gas station and began creating their own flavors. But since poor Ben had no taste, we don't need a sense of style, he really couldn't taste anything. They put in bigger and bigger chunks and swirls until he declared it ice cream perfection. They gave their creations fun names and began a long tradition of even more fun promotions. Stilt walkers, mimes, even free ice cream for dogs. Ben & Jerry had started an ice cream counterculture, a time not just of free love, but also of free cone days. That special day in April started as a way to thank the community for helping them stay in business for an entire year. It was so fun, we've been doing it ever since. As the 70s came to a close and hippies were becoming yuppies, we realized that it was time to get down to business, to the 80s. The 80s. When Wall Street was all about making dough, we wanted to make dough too. Cookie dough. Thanks to an anonymous customer suggestion, cookie dough ice cream was born, putting Ben & Jerry's on the map and into grocery freezers. It became pretty clear that we needed to build a bigger factory. Thanks to a little-known law, we were able to sell stock exclusively to Vermonters, so that 1 in 100 families here owned a little piece of Ben & Jerry's. We also set aside 7.5% of our annual profits for the Ben & Jerry's Foundation, funding small nonprofits working on social and environmental justice. Global tensions were high in the 80s, and Ben & Jerry's was fighting its own very cold war, using ice cream to protest for more government spending on peace. But the biggest surprise of the decade? The grooviest ice cream company in Vermont being named Small Business Persons of the Year by President Ronald Reagan himself. As the 80s ended, we realized that to capture our unique way of doing business, we needed to turn our values into a mission statement. 1. Make delicious ice cream. 2, grow the company responsibly and sustainably. And 3, change the world with ice cream as innovatively as possible. Speaking of, do you know what you get when you stand the 60s on its head? The 90s. In the 90s, people weren't just sitting around watching The Real World on MTV. They were trying to figure out how to make the actual world better. For us, that meant looking at our ingredients and how they could affect people. From family farmers in Vermont to farmers all the way across the world. We even realized that brownies could make the world a little better if they're made in a bakery that creates jobs for those who struggle for employment. And just like in the past, we were still naming flavors after our favorite groovy bands. After launching our first flavor in the UK, we were excited to finally start bringing our chunks and swirls to fans worldwide. So forget Y2K. We couldn't wait to greet the new millennium. In the 2000s, people started connecting across the globe, and we were starting to connect them with their favorite flavors. It was at this time that Unilever, now a leader in corporate social responsibility, became interested in Ben & Jerry's. Despite the founder's best efforts to keep Ben & Jerry's independent, the company was acquired by Unilever with a unique agreement allowing us to maintain our own independent board of directors. We continue to make our ice cream available in new and exciting places and to make a truly big difference on the issues we care about most. We're talking big, like a 900-pound baked Alaska to protest drilling in refuge wilderness, or an entire herd of Ben & Jerry's cows to raise awareness against animal cloning. Our Caring Dairy program helped farmers become more sustainable, and we campaigned for marriage equality with Hubby Hubby. Not bad for a company that started in a gas station. Oh, look at that. We're almost to the present. Time flies when you're having fun. In this age of social media, Ben & Jerry's didn't just want virtual friends. We got out and met them. We went on tour to save the Great Barrier Reef and marched to protest climate change as fans let us know that they wanted to save our world. We hung out with late-night snackers on The Tonight Show.
We told people to try the Tonight Dough from a state-of-the-art robot ice cream feeding machine. Robot with a spoon, yep.
And made an American dream come true.
But he's gone now. He's gone now. Luckily, ice cream is still around. Oh, come to me, my waffle cone lover. So part of that guy will always be in here, in that my aorta now has a caramel center.
But most importantly, every flavor became officially Fair Trade certified and sourced only non-GMO ingredients. So that brings us back to the future. I bet you're wondering, can ice cream really change the world? We sure hope so. So far, it's helped us not only take better care of our planet, but also bring together people all over the world. Now, if you'll excuse our spokesgal, she's got somewhere she needs to be. Because where we're going, we don't need roads, just ice cream.
Alright, how did you guys enjoy the movie? Was it good? Alright, great. While you're watching, I made you guys some cookie dough bites. You can't see them, they're on the hallway. If you have any dietary or allergy restrictions, there's an ingredients list next to the cookie dough bites. You can come to me with any questions, I'll provide you guys with another option. I have to ask, this next part's a no photo, no video zone. We have to make sure none of you guys are Haagen-Dazs spies. Right this way. Cookie dough.
Guys, we're going. Where is next? Where are we going next? Guys, where are we going next? Oh, they put ice cream onto the glass, huh? What is this?
How is it?
Okay.
Figured.
No.
So the lips are good.
To give food to taste. at this. I wonder what is here and here. Oh, they're making some
Alright.
ice cream.
Anyone want to take a
Make
guess
that
on what
small.
flavor we're making today? That is not correct.
You're not making anything today.
Well, technically right now we're not, but
Making
they were making Cherry Garcia about like 30 minutes ago.
Let's make it ice cream.
Anyone know where Cherry Garcia ranks in the top 10?
Yes. Oh, what?
2 is correct. Anyone know what number 1 is?
Half baked.
That is correct also. You guys know your stuff. Alright, anyone know what the combination half baked is? It's 2 different flavors. That is correct. I recently figured out why it was called half baked. The brownies are baked and the cookie dough isn't. And I would have thought I would have put 2 and 2 together sooner, but I didn't. Alright. If you look to my left, this is the first step of the ice cream making process. This is step 1 because it's narrow window. If you can't see anything, it's okay. There's not much to see. It's just a big tank. This is where we make our base mix. Our base mix contains eggs, milk,
Is it number
sugar,
1
cream, and 2 natural stabilizers.
The tank.
And if we're making a chocolate base, we also add 450 pounds of cocoa mix to that. From step 1, we go under our feet to step 2.
Is there?
Only step on this side of the room behind you guys. This is our pasteurizer and homogenizor. This is going to heat the ice cream up to just below boiling point to make it safe for you guys to eat. Then it's going to bring it back down to 36 degrees Fahrenheit while mixing the ingredients together somewhat. From there, it'll actually go to the tank room that I talked about at the beginning, and we'll sit there from anywhere to 6 to 12 hours or until they need more base mix to make ice cream. From there, we'll actually go to step 3 on the left side of the room. This is our flavor back. This is where the ice cream is going to start to get some personality. Instead of having a mint chocolate cookie ice cream, this is where we're going to add the mint extract. Or today in Cherry Garcia, this is where we're going to add the cherry puree. At this step, it's still a milkshake-like consistency. I personally, I would eat here, but it's still not ready for you guys yet. That's why we're going to step 4 in the back right.
Does
This is going to bring the ice cream down to 22 degrees Fahrenheit while whipping in some air to give it a soft soup-like consistency. Or if you've been driving around Vermont and Seasides for Creamies, which is what we call our soft soup here. I know it's a weird name, but Vermont's a weird place and it just makes sense. From step 4, we go to step 5, our chunk feeders. This is my personal favorite step. This is where we're going to add in the cookie dough bites you just had, or in today, Cherry Garcia, we'll add in the cherries and fudge flakes. When you guys are eating those cookie dough bites, did you notice they're a little more frozen and dry than normal? Anyone want to take a guess on why that is?
Yes? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, those are all correct. The reasons I'm going to tell you though are not those. It's so that when we put them in our ice cream, it won't melt the ice cream and form ice crystals around the cookie dough chunks, so you don't get chunks of ice when you're eating your ice cream. Alright, from step 5, we go to step 6 on the right side of the room. Only a couple flavors go to this step. This is our swirl pump. Say if the ice cream needs a marshmallow swirl, a caramel swirl, a chocolate cookie swirl, this is where it will go. At this factory, we only make the top 5 flavors, and occasionally a couple others in the top 10.
Please
There's
don't.
only one flavor in the top 5.
Please
that
open
swirls.
doors
Anyone take a
slowly.
shot of
Okay.
What flavor that is?
Oh, there's some.
They have their own talk show.
There's some signs, guys.
Yes, it is. It is the
Oh, it is.
juvenile one. It's Tonight Dough. Tonight Dough uses a chocolate cookie swirl. From step 6. Sorry, I had a distraction. From step 6, all ice cream will go to step 7. This is our automatic filler. This can make 6 pints of ice cream at a time. Anyone want to take a shot at how many you can make in a minute? I'll tell you it's more than 250 and less than 300.
Of course, they're making ice cream, guys.
What? That is correct. 275 is correct.
Oh my
The
god.
average goes to about 300,000 to 400,000 pints of ice cream made every day at just this factory alone. You think that is a lot? We actually have a factory in St. Albans, Vermont, about an hour from here. That is 5 times bigger and can make over 1 million pints of ice cream a day.
Right over
So
there.
we produce a lot of ice cream in Vermont. From step 7, we go to a step you can't see because it is a 2.5-story tall freezer called our spiral partner. This is going to bring the ice cream down to negative 30 degrees Fahrenheit.
Negative
It can actually
30.
reach negative 70 degrees Fahrenheit with wind chill. It's actually the coolest place in Vermont, and not just because I'm there. Thank you for laughing. Makes the joke a lot better. Alright, from step 8, we go to step 9. Another step you can't see because it's our Bander Bundler. Notice when you buy a pint of Ben Jerry's, it has a plastic seal around the lid. That's the first step of the Bander Bundler. Then we'll put it to these plastic sleeves that can hold 8 pints of ice cream, which will then get put on the pallets, which will then get picked up by step 10, our robot arm, called our palletizer, which will move all the ice cream onto the trucks, which will get shipped out to stores where you guys will buy from. So that was a lot of talking, so if you have any questions, feel free.
So only pints, what about ice cream store?
Yeah, so in our scoop shops, we have quarts. You can buy quarts, but they're pretty expensive. But yeah, it had to be like a special order. Any more questions?
At the break site, will they ever bring any of them back?
Will we ever bring any retired flavors back? Actually, on our website, you can vote for retired flavors to come back. Dublin Mudslide was a retired flavor that got brought back by fans' votes. Any more questions? Alright, you guys want to try some ice cream?
Yes.
Alright. If you took the elevator up, it's right through those doors. Press 1 and someone will lead you down to the flavor room. If not, you guys can follow me down these stairs.
Okay, now I'm gonna change the camera. Now we're going downstairs, guys. Downstairs.
All right. This is a photo-friendly zone again, so feel free to take as many pictures as you would like. While everyone's coming down the stairs, I like to play a game. Who thinks they've traveled the farthest today to come to Ben & Jerry's? Someone throw out something. Buffalo? Anyone further than Buffalo? No one's further than Buffalo?
Oh, Virginia.
Virginia? Anyone further than Virginia? Colorado? Anyone further than Colorado? Florida? I don't know if that's further than Colorado. Huh?
No, Florida.
Oh, Florida. I think Colorado wins. You want everyone free samples today, so round of applause. Alright, before I start, if you look to my right, this is our new stuff freezer. This is everything that's came out in the past 8 months. Stuff with the green lids is almond milk based. Stuff with the yellow lids is sunflower butter based. And the stuff with the black lids is normal dairy based ice cream. If you notice there's 2 with brown lids, those means there's toppings inside the pint of ice cream. It's actually a layer of chocolate ganache, and then it has whatever. So this one has milk and cookies inside the chocolate ganache, and this one has dirt cake inside the chocolate ganache. It's pretty good. I would highly recommend it. Alright, and before I start, actually a cool fact about this room. This used to be part of the factory floor. This is where Ben & Jerry used to make flavors when they first bought the factory. Just a cool little fact. Alright, well I'll stop talking and introduce today's flavor. Today we're actually having a very unique flavor. It was made right here in the test kitchen. It is not Bubble Castle Bay. It is something even better. Are you guys ready? Can I get a drum roll, please? Alright, we'll be having broccoli cheddar chunk. Broccoli ice cream with kidney bean chunks and a cheddar cheese swirl. Are you guys excited? That is Vermont cabbage cheddar right there. That's some good stuff. Alright, well sadly today for the people who are excited, we're actually be having sweet cream and cookies. It's a sweet cream ice cream with pieces of chocolate sandwich cookie. I'm pretty sure it's Oreos, but they just can't call it Oreos. Again though, if you have any dietary or allergy restrictions, there's an ingredients list on the side. Or you can come to me with any questions and I'll help you guys with another option. All right, I just have one ask. When you're grabbing your ice cream, please grab from the front so no one gets any arm hair or sleeve flavored ice cream. Go ahead.
Okay, what does this say?
Just the yellow ice cream cone. For anyone wondering, broccoli cheddar chunk was actually flavored about 4 years ago on April Fool's Day. Every April Fool's we try to make like a funky flavor. I know we also made a pickle flavor and a loaded
That's
baked
gonna
potato
taste
flavor
good.
with bacon bits.
It'll taste good.
If you want to try one, I would recommend coming on April Fool's.
And your ice cream.
Does anyone have any questions while you're eating your ice cream? Oh, yes, and the Bumble Cat sorbet there really is gin. And the yours was, am I from Waterbury? Yes, I am. I was born and raised in Waterbury. Mar.
Mar?
Yeah. M-A-H-E-R. I'm wondering.
Oh, you're picking with the postbox.
Oh, well, my last name is actually not Mar. I was just kidding.
We're from Waterbury Center.
Anyone have? Thank you. Does anyone have any more questions? Anyone wondering where Ben and Jerry are today? You're not wondering? Oh, okay. Well, I'll tell the people who are. They're actually in Burlington, Vermont. They still help out with our social mission, but they aren't technically part of the company anymore. They're both 71.
What did they want?
The question was why did they get kicked out of Pillsbury? To be honest, my Ben and Jerry's knowledge is not that good. I've only been working here for a month. I will have to look that up for you and get back to you on that one. Any more questions?
A lot of the production goes from obviously the main where you're getting millions and millions. How many, what states does this service, or is it only for?
So this one can reach all North America, and then the one in St. Albans reaches like more like South America and places like that, and then the one in Haldor, Holland, which is our third factory, that can reach places in Europe and Asia. Any more questions? Oh yeah, my bad. Anyone else want to get a sample? Alright, great. Any more questions? Alright, well if no one has any more questions, sadly this is to the end, to the guided portion of the tour. When you guys do leave, if you look to your right, it shows you our quality insurance lab. They have a hard job of testing the ice cream to make sure it's up to par for you guys. So if you want to give them a sympathetic wave, I bet they'd enjoy that. And then on the left shows you our top 10 flavor wall. And at the end's the best part, in some people's opinion, the gift shop. So thank you guys so much for coming today. I hope you have a good day.
Thank you.